So I thought it'd be super helpful today and give you a whole list of the top foods that burn belly fat. All right, just kidding. So there are no foods, like I listed, there are no foods that directly burn belly fat. There are only foods that are going to help us achieve a calorie deficit more easily versus more difficultly, right? So on the difficult side of things, pizza, super or ice cream, or all of these other super high calorie, high density or calorie dense foods are going to be a lot harder for us to fit into our diet than other foods that are going to be more volume or larger volume, less calorie dense foods, right? So you can still eat pizza and ice cream, but as long as you get into a calorie deficit, you're going to be fine. But it just makes it harder because you have to eat small amounts of food because they're so calorie dense. Whereas there's other foods which, here, we'll go into it. Lean protein, right? This is going to be one of the best food categories for making up your diet that's going to leave you feeling more full for fewer calories. We're talking pretty much any kind of seafood, chicken breast, extra lean beef, super lean pork. I love like pork tenderloin, that sort of thing. Protein shakes, stuff like that. Then we have vegetables. Vegetables are super high in fiber. They're pretty low in calories overall, and that makes them a very voluminous food with few calories. So if you eat more vegetables, you're going to be able to fill up more and actually fill up your stomach, which that's what we call mechanical hunger. When your stomach is physically empty, you feel mechanically hungry. So vegetables fill up your stomach. Actually, there's stretch receptors in your stomach that tell you when you're full, right? So that's going to help with that. These two things combined is even better. Protein and fiber is going to be a great combination for helping you feel full without eating too many calories. Then we have stuff like things like potatoes and oats. Potatoes are actually the number one food on the satiety scale, which is how much you feel satisfied after a meal per calorie. That's as long as you don't add a whole bunch of other junk to it. It's just straight plain potato, right? Things like oats, which are also high in fiber and that sort of stuff, is going to be very helpful too. You can also add fruit to the list. Yes, there's sugar in it, but that's okay because if you eat the whole fruit and not juices, but the whole fruit, it's going to come with a lot of fiber, come with a lot of other nutrients like vitamins, minerals, that sort of thing. So all of this stuff, what it's going to do is it's going to make it easier to get into a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is what burns fat. So if you eat less than what you burn, you will lose weight. If you lift weights in the presence of this, you will lose a majority of body fat and not muscle, which is really what we want. So regardless of what you hear anywhere, there are no foods that directly burn fat. There are only foods that make it easier to get into a calorie deficit than others, right? Even having pizza or ice cream or burgers or any of those things, they are not unhealthy of themselves. It's just what you do in the context of your entire diet. So you can still fit them in as long as you follow a weekly and monthly calorie deficit. So hopefully this is helpful. If you focus on things like lean proteins, vegetables, potatoes, oats, fruit, stuff with protein and fiber in them, you're going to be really well set up to not be battling hunger all the time, and it's going to be more easily done to get into a calorie deficit from week to week and month to month, and then you will get your dream body along with lifting weights and all that stuff. So hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff, or I don't know, want to know anything about the Athletic Body Blueprint, where we set the diet up for these things exactly, as well as getting your performance levels to skyrocket. Talk to you later.